Today, we're talking about 5 things to say to your brain after 50 to start your day strong. Now, I want to make it clear that you're not trying to have a better day when you start the day this way. And I'm talking about before you even get out of bed. You're deciding what kind of day you're available for before the before the world gets a vote. So before your feet hit the floor, your brain is already listening. Not to logic, not to yesterday, not to stories. It's listening for direction. This is you taking the wheel before the noise shows up. You're not fixing yourself, you're choosing your starting place. So stick with me, and I'll give you 5 powerful ways to do this. I'm Tina, and I help people who are already past 50 take their life experience and turn it into something powerful for themselves. And so, yes, even after 50, 60, 70, 80, your brain is still changeable. It still responds to what you tell it because that never expires, not ever. And without going into all the science of it, just know this: you don't need research papers or proof for that. You've already got your own proof. You've changed before, right? And you're still here. That means change is still something that lives in you. I'm going to give you 5 I am statements. And the reason we're going to frame them as I am is that it is in the present tense. Even if it's something that you're still working towards or want to achieve, saying I am is another signal to your brain that says, oh, okay. And your brain will pay attention to the directions you give it. This is how you become a brain boss. So, number 1, I am grateful. This puts you in power instantly. And it's not just woo and magical fairy dust. Grateful doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you're choosing to start from a place of fullness instead of lack. Very important. Number 2, I am open. This replaces, I don't know, but keeps the same energy without confusion. Open means open to new ideas, open to possibility, open to not being done yet. And it also incorporates willingness. And that's another really important part, that you're willing. Willing and open kind of work together and give a signal to your mind. And it's humble and yet powerful at the same time. Number 3, I am the thinker of my thoughts. You're not your moods. You're not whatever happened yesterday. You're the one choosing what airtime you give today to your thoughts, because we are not our thoughts. We're the thinker of our thoughts. And we get something like 75,000 thoughts a day. They come from all over the place, things you don't even know why they're there. And we can't even identify all of them. They come so quickly. So that's not who we are. That's just part of how a mind works. And so keeping in mind, I am the thinker of my thoughts, puts you in charge and makes it intentional. Number 4, I am allowed to begin again. This directly dissolves any thoughts of I'm too old, I should be further along, I missed my chance, I'm too late, all the I'm too whatevers that we heap upon ourselves. I am allowed to begin again each day, in each moment of the day, even if it's hour by hour sometimes. No drama, just permission. And number 5, I am still becoming. This one brings the spark. It quietly says, I'm not finished. I'm not fading. I'm not shrinking. I'm not disappearing, and I'm not going quietly. It keeps you moving forward without pressure. We're going to completely remove any kind of hustle mentality that you may have been hearing so much online these days. Now, why does this even work? Why should you bother? And we're not going to go into a science lecture here, but here's the thing. Your brain believes repetition. That's how we learn from the earliest times. That's how we learned to crawl. That's how we learned to feed ourselves when we were just toddlers. Your brain believes repetition. There, I said it again. It listens to tone. It responds to authority. It responds to the energy that is behind what you're saying. When you say these out loud, slowly, and do say them out loud. There's something about what happens when you're literally speaking the words, not just trying to think them. Say them slowly. You're not motivating yourself. You are literally giving instructions, operating instructions. And guess who's in charge? Guess who's driving here? It's not your brain, it's you. This is literally, as I mentioned briefly before, being what I call a brain boss. You're telling your system, this is who we are today. When I say we, it's you and your system, you and your brain, kind of a partnership. That's leadership, not meaningless affirmations just parroted after somebody gave you a list of 47 things to say. Now, I've been doing this for years. It's something I've called a 60-second sprint. I can do it without running, and we don't need track shoes, and we don't even need to break a sweat. It's not long, and it's not particularly dramatic. It's just consistent. See, and I know how powerful this is because I've had clients I've taught this to. I had someone named Piper that I was working with who was afraid to have a meeting with some very powerful men that were multimillionaires, owned a chain of clinics. She had her own reasons why this was something that felt overwhelming and intimidating to her. And I gave her specific 60-second sprints, these little I am statements for her to repeat aloud. And she did it for just a few days. And something started shifting in what she believed was true for herself. And from that place, she was able to have her consultation call with these two individuals, came across beautifully, closed a high 5-figure deal, 5 figures a month on retainer, when she used to just make a kind of a nominal wage per hour. It was completely life-changing for her. So this stuff's powerful, but in this kind of quiet, comfortable way, actually. So here's the process. Number 1, write the 5 statements down. I'll have them here in the description, and you can also listen to this again. Listen to the parts that you need to replay. Remember the repetition part. Number 2, say each one out loud. Number 3, say them before your feet even hit the floor. As soon as your eyes open in the morning, you can train your brain to go, I am grateful. And you'll find some of the things that you are grateful for. And even if you feel like it's hard to find them one day, just acknowledge that you are grateful. Grateful to be alive, grateful that your eyes are opening, grateful that you can rise up for the day. Number 4, say them again when your mood dips. We all lose that resolve. I know I do. Where you have a bad day or you're really feeling still some unresolved feelings about something that's not the most positive. When you're noticing that, just pull one of these out and say them. That's why you write them down. You may even want to put them on a small piece of paper and put them where you can put them in your pocket or in your handbag or in your wallet. So they're just handy. You might even post them somewhere on a Post-it note or by the mirror in your bathroom. Say them again when the mood dips. That was number 4. Number 5, say them whenever the old story shows up. You know the old stories. This always happens to me. Of course, this is what's happening now. I'm never going to be able to get this. I don't even like saying these as examples because it shifts my energy even to say them aloud. And it certainly shifts yours to hear them. But you know what they are. See, the thing is, when you do these, you will feel the difference in mind and body and spirit. It's literally an energetic lift. Really, you'll feel the energy shift if you'll just allow yourself to say them aloud and put a little life into them too. You know, I've been really having some fun with creating music with AI, and I'm thinking I got a song in my heart when it comes to this. So keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this video and in the description, because I may go ahead and make a little song out of this, because your brain loves rhythm. It responds, it remembers melody. And even when you're not, you know how music can make you feel something, right? Even if you don't know all the words, you get the feeling. And that's so essential, is having that feeling, being able to imagine something. Not everybody's a visual thinker. You may not actually have the picture in your head, but you can have the feeling in your heart. You can have the feeling in your body and in energy. So just to recap, today we talked about why mornings matter. You're making a decision. not putting a lot of effort there, but just making a decision. So it becomes a habit. You start building that, the habituation of this, the repetition of this becomes part of your day, just like brushing your teeth or taking a shower or having that first cup of coffee. Second, you're never too old to redirect your brain. It's actual science. Our brains are, they call it plastic, neuroplasticity. They literally can change shape. They literally can change. They don't have to diminish. We can continue to build that mental muscle. And third, you're going to introduce 5 I am statements. I gave them to you right here. Very simple, very short, easy to say, even easy to remember, certainly quick to write down. And walk through each one briefly in your mind as you say them. Feel something with that. And just give it a try. Start today, because this isn't content. This isn't just, here's some stuff, here's some information. This is a how-to. This is actually a ritual, a habit, something that our body and our mind can respond to, because rituals build identity. Think about rituals you have around holidays or special family events or birthdays or something that you do every year at the same time or something you do every day with your dog. These rituals build identity about who we are, and we can't rise above what we believe about ourselves. And so when we have had old stories embedded in that subconscious part of you, that under the surface of the water part of you, it takes some time to shift it, but it doesn't have to take a real long time. When you do these things, you can start shifting that identity that makes all things possible. Say each one slowly. Say it like you mean it. I am grateful, not I am grateful. No, don't do it that way. That's what we did when we were teenagers, right? Say each one slowly, say it like you mean it. And you know what? Say it like you're talking to someone you love, because that's you. That love of yourself, that love of your spirit, that divine spark in you. Just like oxygen on a plane. That's why they say, put the oxygen mask on first before you help your children, before you help your loved ones. Because if you can't love yourself enough to take care of yourself first so you can be there for everyone else, it's just not going to work. So say it like you're talking to someone you love. I usually say each one 3 times. I'm kind of connected to the number 3. I think there's a divinity in 3. There's something spiritual about 3. And so it's just simple. 3 is simple. And it isn't complicated, or you're going to say it 27 times for this to work. Just say each one 3 times, not rushed, just present. So you can say, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And experiment with that. Put an emphasis differently on each word each time you say it, and that will also shift the energy. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. See, you can feel the difference. You probably hear the difference. And if you say it aloud, you're going to feel the difference. Now, you can do more if you want. You certainly absolutely can. But 3 is enough to start shifting something. And as you say them, I want you to notice, just notice your body. Notice your shoulders. Are they way up here? Or do they start to relax? Notice your breath. Take a deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just allow your nervous system to calm down. Notice how it feels in your heart, because your heart knows actually before your mind does. It really does. Again, this is also based in science, but we don't need all the sciencey part. You'll notice and feel the difference. You will prove it to yourself by experiencing it. You'll feel the lift. You'll feel that energized feeling, not necessarily excitement. We're not talking about hype and over the top or anything like that. Just a steadiness, a calmness. And it's a safe harbor. It's a place you can go to when you do feel upset. When you feel that, one of the things that's really changed for me at 75 is I don't allow myself to go into extreme reaction, extreme anger. Now, that doesn't mean I don't feel it sometimes. Absolutely. That can still happen. But when I notice that, I can notice this is not good for my body. This is not good for my heart. This is not good for my soul. And using something like this, tools like this, you can literally quickly calm your nervous system down. Doesn't mean everything's all better instantly, but you can feel the difference in your body. And I want to encourage you to be more than this person from here to here and really embody what this feels like, what the energy is like for you with this. Because that's the signal. That's the signal that something's shifting for you. Even as we're having this conversation right now, it's possible you may feel something shifting already. You may feel a recognition. You may feel a pull. You may feel curiosity. You might even feel skepticism. But yet, what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? Now, I'm not going to say try this, because I feel like try is one of those, I call them weasel words, like that tiny print. Oh, I didn't see that part, that disclaimer. Well, I tried. Well, I tried, but nothing happened. It gives you an out automatically when you say, I tried. So instead, how about if we say, I'm open, I'm willing, I'm open to noticing, I'm open to receiving, I'm willing to do this, I'm willing to experiment with this. I am open to receiving. There's another I am for you. This isn't about convincing yourself. It's really remembering who you already are. It's already there. And if one of these I am statements feels hard to say, if it feels not authentic to you, here's a clue. That's the one you need the most. That's the one that's saying, yeah, this one right here. You know, and just notice yet again. Noticing starts to change things automatically all by itself. So the flow becomes, say each I am 3 times. Say them aloud. And if you're with someone, if you feel like I don't want someone to hear, you can whisper that. Your mouth just needs to be moving. Say them slowly. You don't have to rush. You can do this whole thing literally in seconds. But do say it like you believe it. Find the place that you can believe. I am. If nothing else, you can believe that, because there you are. No matter where you go, there you are. I am. Notice your body and feel the lift. Notice when you feel that. Acknowledge that. Really absorb that. You might even nod to yourself. Yeah, I am. I am noticing the difference. I am feeling this. I am noticing that there's a positive shift when I do this. Then I hope what you'll do is report back and let me know how it goes. I would love, if you're already doing something like this, let me know in the comments. And if you're going to start experimenting with this, come on back and update in the comments. And I'm paying attention. I'll be there for you. And know that you're not the only one out there doing this. And I do believe in the combined energy, when we all combine into the energy of I am shifting, I am creating positive change. There's some more for you. Because it becomes a habit and it just starts to be the way you think. And you catch yourself when you're going a different direction. So that's what I've got for you today, except for one last thing. I am remembering. Remember, because we are not done yet, and it's never too late. Thanks again for being here. This is Tina Lorenz, and you know what? I'll be talking to you again soon. Bye for now.